So, hi everyone, and welcome to Amity Foundation Third Party Administrators Technical Assistance webinar. We are so happy to have you join us today. So, this webinar is presented by Amity Foundation, acting as a third-party administrator for LA County's Justice, Care, and Opportunities Departments and the CFCI Care Grants. The CFCI, or Care First Community Investment, grants are the result of ballot measure J, voted in by LA County residents in 2020. Care First Community Investment Funds are intended to be invested directly into communities and alternatives to incarceration that address negative outcomes caused by racially driven criminal legal system inequalities and long-term economic disinvestment. Today's webinar is being recorded. You do not have to be on camera. However, understand that if you are on camera, your image may be captured in the recording. Staying on the webinar represents your consent to being recorded. So my name is Mina Cabrillon, and I am the Training and Technical Assistance Coordinator for Amity Third Party Administration. At Amity, we incorporate teachings that center the community before we begin our work. Today, we will use the LA County Land Acknowledgement to recognize the price paid by individuals that has resulted in efforts such as the Care First Community Investments. We recognize that we occupy land originally and still inhabited and cared for by the Tonva, Tataviam, Serrano, Quiche, and Chumash peoples. We honor and pay respect to their elders and descendants. We acknowledge that settler colonization resulted in the genocide of the First Peoples. This acknowledgement demonstrates our responsibility and commitment to truth, healing, and reconciliation, and to elevating the stories, culture, and community of the original inhabitants of Los Angeles County. All right, so today we are going to cover social media for nonprofits. So, how do you create a social media strategy for a nonprofit organization? Creating a social media strategy for a nonprofit organization is no different than creating one for yourself or for your business or your pet. And we've made that process super easy today by going through specific steps. It definitely starts with looking at the big picture. What do you want to achieve? Who is your target audience? What are your content pillars? By getting strategic right from day one, you're setting yourself up for a focused social marketing plan that can be executed in just a few minutes every single day. So how many of us out there have a social media for our organization or for ourselves, or like I said, for a pet? It's actually really popular nowadays. I encourage you all to drop your social media handles in the chat so that, again, you guys can connect with one another and become friends on there, maybe do a live together on Instagram, or just grow your partnership. The more followers you have, the bigger visibility you do have. So, for nonprofit social media strategy, researchers show that 82% of Americans currently use social media sites. This number has been consistently growing over the last decade, meaning social media is no longer a trend, but an essential part of digital marketing. So, if you don't know, marketing is really the backbone of nonprofit growth. It's required for getting the word out about your various programs and initiatives, as well as attracting volunteers and supporters. So I know, back in the day, we might have flyered out, which we still can do. Canvassing is so useful and important. However, social media is such a quicker way of doing that. So, nonprofit marketing is multifaceted and requires a number of different platforms and approaches to be successful. One of those key channels is social media. Social media is more than just a social networking platform. It's a valuable communication tool that nonprofits use and can use on a daily basis to really drive meaningful results for your mission. If you consistently use social media to meet supporters where they are, it will be impactful and rewarding for your organization. Social media is an effective way to build relationships with the least minimal resources. It allows your audience and your supporters to learn more about your organization, engage with your content, and donate, all in the same one place. Most nonprofits have a Facebook page. It's not one or two other, if not one or two other social media accounts that they use primarily as a communication channel. They can reuse content from other sources, create Facebook events, and respond to questions. This level of engagement is great, but it's not an effective way to get followers to become supporters. And we'll be going through a little bit more about that in the next coming slides. So with over 3 billion active social media users worldwide, social media is a powerful tool to engage your community and build support for your cause. There we go. So how do how do nonprofit organizations use social media? So, like I mentioned, definitely to raise awareness about your organization. People outside of LA County may not know a lot about your organization, so definitely using things like hashtags, tagging other organizations, creating those partnerships definitely opens the doors up for others to know about what you do. Raise funds. Social media is very key in raising funds. If you use it well enough, you can recruit volunteers, you can build community around your mission, you can communicate the importance of the information that you're giving out, and you can spotlight who you are, but also your clients. Many nonprofits use scheduling tools and social media management tools like Hootsuite to help streamline content creation and community engagement as well. So it really does all start with posting content, asking questions, really encouraging interaction, and staying consistent. So what should I post on social media? So here we actually do have an example of UNICEF. On Instagram, UNICEF posts emotional stories about children in need alongside success stories from people they have helped. The strategy focuses on putting real life faces in the spotlight to humanize its cause. UNICEF also calls for donations in every single post and has a donate button and link to a donor page on its bio. So consider posting content that either entertains, informs, or inspires, and then make sure to include a powerful call to action, such as UNICEF has done. Beyond standard photos or videos, you can also get creative with different formats like contests, asking questions, polls, encouraging your audience to ask you questions. On Instagram stories, for instance, there you can put like an ask me anything button in your story, and you can have different sessions revolving that. Test their knowledge, media upload contests, animated GIFs, spotlighting success stories, or custom stickers or filters for Instagram stories. Right now, the 9/11 Memorial is having a hashtag Remember the Sky, where they are asking their audience, because today is September 11th, Remembrance, they are asking their audience and their followers to take a picture of the sky and to hashtag remember the sky, and that way it shows unity that we're all united under the same sky. So little things like that. So define your audience. So just like that, social media is just like real life, honestly. Not everyone is going to be friends, but you really want to connect with other people who share your vision and values. So how do you know who these people are and how to reach them? You can start with the people who you already know and who are already in your social circles. You could start adding organizations that you routinely partner with. And you can look for individuals who are interested in your mission based on hashtags or based on your, you know, let's say two organizations, organization A and organization B, know each other outside of social media. If organization B already has a social media presence, you can go onto their followers and try to see who could connect with your organization and your mission as well. So think about their age. You can group your supporters into age groups, into gender, into occupations, into locations, into interests. You also, with social media, you want to create a unique online voice. So once you've picked your best platform to reach your existing and potential audiences, it's time to start crafting your content. Take a moment to think about what your favorite pages on Facebook or Instagram are. What do you like about them? Why do you follow certain pages? So here we have an example of Humans of New York. If you don't know who Humans of New York are, they're an organization specifically in New York. It started in New York. They actually have other cities now that they also do this, but their general idea is that they capture a picture of an individual and they tell their story. And they've been able to write books about it and become best-selling authors. So the Humans of New York page is actually really popular, and they like to do it in an interview format. Um, so it definitely allows their audience to connect with their purpose, their mission, and from there, they were able to grow. I believe there's now also a Humans of Los Angeles. So it definitely allows you to expand. Social media definitely provides a unique opportunity to share your organization's perspective. Some organizations have a charismatic leader who can definitely be the voice of a nonprofit, either on like Twitter or LinkedIn. It doesn't always have to be Instagram. And some use content generated by their audience or focus on featuring the clients they're helping, like this page. Whatever you decide on, create something your audience will come back to again and again. So Humans of New York features someone new every couple of days, and that's what keeps their followers engaged. So how do you create a social media strategy for a nonprofit? So creating a social media strategy for a nonprofit organization. Oh wait, we already went through this. Never mind. Did we? Yes. No? I think so. It's okay. We'll skip it. So define your goals for your social media strategy. So defining the role that social media will play in your larger marketing strategy is essential. Not only will this keep your organization on track, but you can assign each goal or objective a metric to quantify success. So some common goals for social media, nonprofit social medias, you can set a goal of raising brand awareness, for spreading important information, increasing website traffic, building meaningful relationships, and drive donations. Keep in mind that every social media platform has its own specialty. So once you determine your goal, you can then go ahead with the social media strategy in regards to that goal. So it's definitely about narrowing down your list of preferred platforms. So determine what platform you'll use. There are many platforms now. So while having a presence on every social platform allows for maximum reach, it does require a lot of time and resources. So start by consolidating your efforts on one or two platforms. Doing social media research will help you determine which channels are the right fit for your organization. Consider how nonprofits use the following social media platform in your day-to-day operations. So for instance, Facebook roughly has 3 billion users of all ages. Facebook is an ideal platform for sharing event information, creating fundraising pages. They also live stream, and their story capabilities are useful for bringing users into the behind the scenes of an organization. Instagram, however, is all about visual media, specifically photos, videos, reels, stories. Nonprofits can leverage this mobile platform to show the impact of their mission and advocate for support. TikTok, which is super popular with the youngins, I feel like. If your organization wants to target the younger generation, TikTok would be probably the best avenue for you. In addition to creating and posting video content, you can use a feature called donation stickers that allow viewers to make donations directly in the app. X, formerly known as Twitter. X has strict character limits, making it best for quick updates, discussions, interactions with media. As one of the first social media channels to implement hashtags, it's a great place to run a hashtag campaign. LinkedIn. So I'm sure many of us have LinkedIn for our personal selves, but you can also have it for your nonprofit. So nonprofit professionals use LinkedIn to post educational content and position themselves as thought leaders in the industry. You can encourage your current staff, board members, volunteers to make their own LinkedIn profiles if they don't have one already, and to interact with other users on your behalf. This will help increase your nonprofit's brand credibility and exposure. And definitely when researching for the best social media platforms, it really all depends on where your nonprofit's audience is and what type of content you plan to share. Once you've got that figured out, you can start planning your content and pushing it out. It can be hard to become an expert, and many nonprofits won't, or many pages won't go viral instantly. So it does take patience. It takes time to grow your audience, and don't get discouraged if you don't, if you don't get 100 likes in a day. It's okay. People are viewing it, and it takes time to grow an audience again. So, creating a strategic content calendar, because as I mentioned, social media takes time and time. A content calendar is a great way to stay organized. So a content calendar can look similar to what I have here on the screen, where you and your team can really organize yourself on what you're going to post, on what platform, on what day, what your caption is going to be, what time of the day you're going to post it. You can write everything out beforehand and then just copy paste all of the information, the tags, the links, whatever it is. So having it in a spreadsheet, a Google Calendar, a social media management tool, no matter how you create your content calendar, it should definitely support your goals that you want to set up for your overall strategy. So growing your engagement organically. So we talked about how social media is social. So it definitely makes sense to also talk about the algorithms that social media platforms use to share your content and to get attention. So the engagement piece, while you can use paid social media advertising, a nonprofit can also take advantage of the simple ways to increase engagement for free. You can post regular updates. You can tag, mention people and partners in your posts. Again, you can use hashtags to increase the visibility of your content. You can follow and engage with influencers in your field. A repost, a retweet, a like from someone with a large following can definitely boost your engagement, your page, and your content. Add social media buttons to your website and blog, and use your email list to grow your following. Send a dedicated call to action email asking the people who already subscribe to your newsletters to follow your organization on social media. You can also use offline tactics to grow your social media engagement organically. Make sure that your real life supporters are also your friends on social media. Ask them to follow you when you see them in person. Talk with your staff about following your social media profiles and encourage them in person at meetings to share your content with their own networks. So, in a world of social media and when multiple people can run your page, you want to make sure that you are all on the same page. So developing a social media policy might be useful for a nonprofit organization. Um, this can outline how your organization and its members, volunteers, staff should conduct themselves while utilizing your organization's page. Again, the page is an extension of your organization. It's what the community sees. So think of it as a code of conduct, covering a wide range of issues like responding to customer service complaints, sharing passwords. You could also have a directory of who's going to work on the social media platforms. Is Sue going to work only on Instagram? Is Beth only going to work on Facebook? Maybe Daniel and Kevin will work on Twitter. The security protocols for all of the pages. What's the crisis communications plan in case of emergencies? Guidelines for how staff and volunteers should interact on their personal accounts when talking about your organization. And then when it's time to post on social media, your staff can refer back to this policy in order to effectively engage in advocacy online. So, analyzing social media metrics to improve your nonprofit's strategy. So, most nonprofits don't create the perfect social media strategy right off the bat. As I had mentioned, it takes a little bit of time and almost no one gets it perfect right off the first time. There's always room for improvement. So metrics and measurements are the key to unlocking opportunities to improve your strategy. So some few fundamental variables that you can test are creativity. Does your audience prefer photos, videos, plain text, your call to actions? Do people click on the donate today button in your Instagram story? What else might motivate them to click? The length, what length of content receives the most engagement? Long form content on Facebook or a quick update on Twitter. Focus. Oops, sorry. Focus. Do you notice more conversations when your audience are at the center of your posts or when your cause is the focus? The platform. Which social media platform do your supporters, your audience respond to most regularly? A social media post can underperform for a variety of reasons, from your call to action being unclear to your caption being too long. Um, it's important to analyze what works and doesn't work, just like with a position at work. You always want to look at what's working well for your company and what's not, and how you can pivot. So, measuring results and redefining or refining your strategy. So, building engagement through social media, it can be hard work. A set it and forget it mentality can get in the way of your social media success. So, definitely don't skip, not posting for your organization. So, common key performance indicators include likes, shares, your new followers, your link clicks. So you definitely want to measure these things. When you look at your data for social media, consider the following. If a particular post received a lot of likes or shares, what about it was specific? Your most successful posts can become templates for your future content. And on the other side of that coin, posts that don't get much or any attention can help you better understand your followers. They are an opportunity to learn, again, what works, what doesn't. As you build and refine your social media strategy, remember that it's a process. What works for each organization will look differently and may change over time. So these steps provide a path to increased social media engagement and broader support for your cause. On Instagram, there actually is an analytical piece to every single post. It will give you information on how many likes, how many people viewed it, how many of the people who viewed it are your friends versus how many are not. If you put a song on Instagram, so Instagram will also give you options of like the top 10 um what's it called? Not important songs, but like the top 10 popular songs that are out right now. By choosing one of those songs, it definitely can also give you a broader reach. So figuring out what time to post on social media. So on Instagram, um, in the United States at least, it's definitely the best time to post around 5 or 6 p.m. local time. On Twitter is 1 to 3, Facebook is 1 to 4, LinkedIn is 5 to 6. So this gives you like a little bit of a range of what time people are on their social medias. So we talked a lot about social media. Now let's talk about what can make your social media job a little bit easier. So, social media marketing, like I mentioned, is definitely harder than it seems. To an outsider, it may seem like social media marketers just post great content, get likes, follows, and they're done with it. But there's a lot more that goes into it. The posters are competing with over 3-4 billion users. At first glance, it seems like a great opportunity to gain recognition, but then you can realize that more users also means more competition and less time for you to make an impact. So to make an impression on your followers and attract new ones, most marketers have turned to social media management apps. These apps help social media managers juggle content planning and posting, engaging with your audience, and analyze how content is performing and make changes to boost results. So 12 free, because we all love that word free, social media management tool. So Hootsuite is best for a free social media management tool for overall managing all of your social media platforms. Later is a great tool for scheduling your posts. Buffer is a great management tool for multiple accounts. Agorapulse is a great tool for small businesses. There we go. Crowdfire is great for content planning. So remember that content calendar. Canva There is a free version to Canva. The paid one, I mean, it's great, but the free one gives you great visuals, great templates for flyers, and um, Canva actually allows nonprofits to apply for a free Canva account. So that's always useful. Wistia is great for video content. Google Campaign URL Builder is great for your campaign tracking. And for pictures, I feel like Google Images, if you go to like the color and you put transparent, it's a great alternative to paying for Canva Pro. GoDaddy Studio, formerly Over, is a great tool for Instagram stories. Creator Studio is great for looking at your analytics. Ifttt is great for automation, and Linktree definitely gives you great options for your Instagram bio. If you have multiple websites, links, you can put everything in a link tree, post that link in your bio, and your audience can click on that link tree and then see the 5 to 10 other links that you want to share. So, Giving Tuesday. So Giving Tuesday is coming up. It's on December 3rd, 2024. And if you don't know what Giving Tuesday is, it's an opportunity for people around the world to use their individual power of generosity to support their communities. On Giving Tuesday, everyone really does come together to give back in many different ways through acts of kindness, gifts of voice, time, talent, treasure. Nonprofits can leverage their energy of Giving Tuesday to tell their stories, engage lifelong community members, and build an active community to support their missions. Giving Tuesday is among the few days of the year where people are actively seeking causes to support, rather than the other way around. On December 3rd, everyone really hashtags Giving Tuesday, and they discuss ways on how each of us can contribute to a better society. So this really is the time for you to be a part of that conversation. So how do you choose to participate in Giving Tuesday is really up to you. While many nonprofits fundraise and use this day specifically to fundraise, that's not the only option. The goal is to create an activation that allows people to express generosity in a memorable, impactful way. So a few ideas. You can host a holiday food drive for your community, fill a gap in services, or solve an immediate need in your community. You can host a festival for local residents. You can use this day to rally new volunteers. You can, of course, fundraise for your organization. You could fundraise for another organization. You can give your megaphone to amplify historically underfunded organizations. You could find ways to collaborate with others. Of course, the community is bigger than just one organization, and we shouldn't be at competition. It really takes all of us to work together to build the better community that we want to see. And definitely spend Giving Tuesday thanking and celebrating the audience and the people who support you. Awesome. So that's all I have for today. Let me stop sharing my screen. Yay. Does anyone have any questions? I know social media can definitely be a beast to overcome, and it can take some time to learn the different platforms and to navigate it. But it is fun. Yes, Kimlin. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
Yes, you are. I have two quick questions. Where do you find your analytics, like on Instagram? I don't even know where to find those.
No, yeah, of course. So on Instagram, so when you go to one of your posts, let me just click on here. So on Instagram, I hope you could see it. So on Instagram, underneath it says View Insights. You can click on that View Insights and it will show you who has liked it, who has commented, who has saved, and then it will show an overview of the views, the interactions, and it will give you, then it will break it down even further to the views and like what the percentage is of your followers versus non-followers.
Okay.
And then it just keeps going like even down like further. And on
Oh, wow.
Instagram, you could view the insights on every single post.
Okay, and then I guess my second question is can everybody follow Black Math Collective? I've been struggling to get to 100, so I'd like to get to 100 today if possible. That's it. Thank
Yes.
you.
No, of course. And if you guys want to send us your social media pages, feel free to. We can definitely blast it out. Billy, you had a question?
Hi, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I had a question. It's a little off topic. I had a question about when was the quarterly reports due? Is there a schedule for the Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 reports due dates?
You are a year 3?
Year one. We just started in July.
Oh, okay. So you're a year 3. So your grant advocate can definitely get in touch with you. You don't have to worry
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
Not that, well, you do have to worry about it, but not so much. Your grant advocate will get in contact with you, Billy.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No
This is really good, the
problem.
social media stuff. It's
Yeah.
always interesting.
Any other questions? No? Alrighty then. Well, it was fabulous having everyone here. Again, if you want to send us your social media pages, we can definitely blast that out to all of the CFCI grantees. There are now over 400 of you guys. So it'd be great to send out that information to all of them. Have a fabulous, fabulous Wednesday, and we hope to see you next week. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.